Okay, so today I will attempt to write the CI server component using asyncio in Python. So I've never used asyncio before. I've read a bit about it the last couple of days. So this will be my first time trying to write something. So if I have a look at the project here, we have the tool and we have the web, and now I want to create a new component called the server, or yeah, let's call it server for now. So the purpose of the server is to manage all the concurrently executing processes and coordinate everything. So I think asyncio will be a quite good fit, but we'll see. So first I'll go ahead and create a bit of structure for the new component. Alright, so let's see here. So now we have a make script, a test file, and an empty implementation file. So quickly I just want to mention something about these make files. So the purpose of the make files is similar to using make, like the real make. The reason I write these as Python files is that I want to remove the dependency on make. But I still have like a single entry point to run my tests and compile applications. So this is absolutely no replacement for make, but for simple use cases I think this is easier, and it doesn't depend on anything else but Python. So just comment on these make files. So the default target here is test. Test will just run the test file. Test file is here, doesn't do anything at the moment, and the server is also not doing anything at all. So let's see what kind of test we want to write. So first of all, let's do command server make and run this in a loop. There we go. So what's the first test? So the server will start a socket, so like a TCP socket server. So the way you communicate with this server is to open a TCP connection and send a request to it. So I'm thinking perhaps that's what I want to test here. So in that case, let's import some process and do some process popen and Python server.py and perhaps a port as well. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, so we start the server process. See if we can do that. Seems to work, okay. And then we want to do something, and finally we want to do process.kill, perhaps. Seems to work as well. Okay, so at this point we should have a server running. So, or this process at least. We're not doing anything at the moment, but we'll fix that soon. So what next? So maybe next is to introduce some async IO for sockets. I believe it was in streams. So yeah, TCP client. So now we want to do, let's write a client, so async def, and let's call it send command to server, and I'm thinking the command responses are JSON formatted on a single line. So let's call this request, and then what do we want to do? Reader, writer, async IO, open connection. The server is on localhost, and let's just figure out the port number. Choose something. 9000. Let's just ensure that the server uses the same, and then we want to do writer dot write JSON dumps request, and then we await drain. What does drain do? Sure, it's all written, or okay, let's see if we can find stream writer. Drain. What is drain? Let's just do it. Wait. Drain. And next, what's next? So response is await reader dot read, and here I think we can do read line. Read line. I think there's a read line on a stream. Read line. Yeah. So we're only expecting one line. Yeah, that's okay. What else? So let's just do close. Sure, I can do writer dot close, and await writer wait closed, and now we're done, and we can return the response. Okay, so from here we can do async io dot run TCP what's the name? Send command to server, and let's send just send something. Hello. Perhaps we can make this an echo server to begin with, just to figure out the async IO stuff. Okay, so then we can do self assert equal. This should be equal to message hello, and this should also be JSON reads. Yes, I think it's called or JSON. Okay, let's see. Finally, oh, missed the parentheses there. Async IO. Send command to server. Oh yeah. Self cannot unpack non-iterable coroutine. Oh, I need to await this. Await. No? Yes? Yes. Yeah, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Connection fail. That makes sense because there's nothing to connect to. So let's see how we can run the server. Let's import asyncio. And how do we write a server? Client. I think this will start server. Okay, so just do everything here for now. So asyncio dot start server, handle request callback, and port is 9000. And we need to define handle request, and it receives a reader, writer. Okay. And what does this start server return? Start a socket server. Create server. Returns a server object, and we can do, yeah, I think we can do this server and then server.serve forever. Can we do that? Okay, what happened? Okay, so do we ever start the server? Let's see. So let's abort this one and do Python server. Has no attribute. Okay, so I'm not sure why we didn't see that in the test. Okay, asyncio has no attribute start server. New in 3.7, okay. Async. I can't spell. Start server was never awaited. Should we do await server? Can we do that? Await outside function. Okay, I think we need to somehow. Okay, let's see. Okay, what if we do start server and it's an async, and here is an await, and here we do something like asyncio dot run server. How about that? Server is not defined. I can't spell. Server starts. Oh, okay. So we need to await this one as well. There we go. Okay, something is happening. Okay. So let's go back to the test instead. Okay. Multiple exceptions. Open connection localhost. What if we do host is localhost? Connect call failed. Okay. Okay. So I just want to try here. Let's see. If I start the server, can I connect to it using telnet? Oh, I didn't have that installed. Okay. Sure. Okay, so that doesn't seem to work. Localhost. Oh, am I connected now? Okay. So let's see. So print got something. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so right. So question is, are we just too quick? Make. So what if we do in our test, we do something like process and then can we do, yeah, wait, I think we can do something like async io.sleep for 2 seconds. Let's see. Right. So I think that worked. Data argument must be a bytes-like object. So probably here JSON dumps. What does JSON dumps give? Okay, let's see. Dumps. Perhaps it takes an encoding. Dump. Let's just do encode UTF-8. Yeah, so now this is probably hanging, read line. So let's, in the server, let's just do wait, reader, read line, writer.write request. And then await writer drain. Are we done then? Await handle request. address already in use. Okay, so let's see. Probably failed to kill the process. No, okay. Let's see. Streams. Client. Writer. What should I close? There we go. Let's see. Handle echo. Okay, so wait, read, sure. Message, decode, address. Writer, and then writer.close. Okay. No. What am I missing? And main. Okay, see async with perhaps you want to do. The server, so async with server. Right. Let's try to start a server and telnet to it. And then let's send a JSON object, just the empty list perhaps. Yeah, and we get the empty list back, so the server seems to be working. And if we connect again and send something like hello, well, we get back the same thing. So why didn't the test work? Okay, I think I figured out what the problem was. So here in the server, we did a read line, but the client, the test was not actually sending the new line character, and it also didn't close the stream. So this was just hanging here waiting for more data. So what I did here was to write the JSON object and then close the stream. And we probably should do a wait stream. Not sure. Don't need to wait for the stream to close, I guess. I don't know. And this should be read line as well. So let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's remove this print. So now we write the request back, close, and I'm not sure if this is needed. So the close, I guess, is sending the end of stream back. Right. Okay, so now I'm starting the server. Yeah. Just because I think the tests were eating the standard out from the server, so couldn't see it. JSON decoder expecting value line 1 column 1 character 0. Okay, so what was it then? Let's do that. Let's go back and say what did we get back? We got back an empty string. Right, we close the connection. This is what closes the connection. So we can't, okay. So we need to write the new line and we don't need to do that, and then we can read the response. Okay, how about that? Yeah, okay, so apparently when we close the writer stream, we close the whole connection, so we can't read anything. So that's why we need to include the new line, so that read line on the other end works. Okay, fair enough. And what did it complain about? Message. Okay, so we're sending message hello. Oh yeah, we should get this back. Right, so now the test is passing. Okay, so let's go back to where we start the server ourselves as well. Let's see. That worked, but the process was not killed. Okay. Okay, so I guess running once more will not work. Some process is still running. Exception ignore. Whoa. Okay, so how can we kill something? So what's going on here? If we start the server, and then try to kill this one, what happens? Seem to have worked. Why doesn't process kill work? Okay. Can't terminate. Okay, so should we try terminate instead? I'm not sure what the difference is. Probably different signals sent to the process. Some process is still running. Why is it saying that? Resource warning. Can we do with some process? With? Is that withable? Maybe. Okay, maybe not. With, yeah, so it's probably waiting for, okay. With, okay, so with sp and then p dot kill. Let's try that again. All right. Seems to work better. Okay, so let's wrap it in this. Interesting. Oh, but yeah, okay, so now we can run the test multiple times, all right. And how about this sleep? What if we do 0.5? Or just try a couple of times. So perhaps just await async IO sleep 0.5 works, and we can run a test multiple times, no issue at all. And might want to call it server, and then this pattern, and then yield and we don't need to import server either. So and self server. Yeah, so let's yield the function to communicate request that does this part. Async IO self-send command to server request return, and then we can do request, and then we can do send. Let's call it send. There we go. Let's see. Send. Non-type is not callable. Yield communicate. There we go. That's a nice wrap. Maybe even define this inside. Like this. Should not be self, should just be that. There we go. Okay, so here perhaps we can just do lambda x. And then let's call this one communicate. Let's call it send. How about that? So now we have a way to write server tests. We start a server, we send a message, and we get a response back. So yeah, that was pretty nice. Let's see, server looks like this. We don't need a print here. Okay, we can leave it like this for now. Okay. So let's see, asyncio run server. The server starts the server on port 9000. Does some context management stuff and just serves forever, so we'll hang here. And then a handle request is called. When the request comes in, we read a line, which is the request. We write something, we drain, and then we close the connection. Probably okay. And then here we get a read-write pair. We write the JSON object, and we write a new line, and then we read something, and then yeah. So I'm not sure if these are actually necessary. Let's try it without. Seems to be working anyway. So perhaps close also drains. So there's no real need, I guess, to wait there. So if we had example here, where was it? Okay, so here's the server. So we okay, so I don't know. Maybe we should do that. Not sure if that's necessary or not, but sure, let's do that. So my idea now for the future of this server is to, instead of sending this test message, we should send a message like a trigger. So that will in turn trigger a pipeline. So when we get, instead of just writing the same thing back here, we conclude that, hey, this is a trigger, and then the server needs to figure out what pipelines should be triggered, should be started by this trigger, and spawn new processes or spawn new asyncio stuff in this server to actually start execution of the different stages. So managing all the concurrent processes going out to the worker nodes and then reporting back. So yeah, well, I think I will end the video here. We have a echo server implemented using asyncio, and we have a small test framework to exercise the server. Not sure if we can do something better here than sleep. Let's do doing like that, but yeah, question for the future, or rather, let's add it to the README. Can we wait for port open instead of sleeping in server test? Yeah, so I wrote here before implement run pipeline. I imagine then that the tool will get a new function to run pipelines, but I think now the server will run pipelines. And also, if a trigger triggers multiple pipeline runs, the server will manage all those processes. Pipeline, yeah, so this is what we kind of did. The pipeline server, or the start of it, and yeah, logs db, yeah, so continue to flesh out the server and implement process management using asyncio. I think it will work well. Anyway, see you in 1 week.